Hello, this is Mabel's Tables, and today we are going to make spaghetti with Parmesan cheese. It's that kind of weather again. It's kind of cool outside, and a big warm bowl of spaghetti would be actually delicious at this time of the year. So, I will be using some lightweight spackle to make my spaghetti. I have made up my spaghetti sauce. And what I use to make my spaghetti sauce is some bright red acrylic paint. And I also use some metallic bright red to make my spaghetti sauce. Because you know spaghetti sauce, if you put the cheese in it and all, it's not altogether red. And I have some iridescent glitter that I'm going to use for my Parmesan cheese. And I also have these as well from the Dollar Tree. They're just little flakes that I got from the Dollar Tree. They come in threes, and I cut the package open and put it in this little container. And also, I will be using, excuse me for reaching over you, I will be using my cornstarch to stiffen it and to make it so I can cut out my spaghetti. So let's get started. Oh, and I have my bowl because I'm going to make a bowl full of delicious spaghetti with Parmesan cheese. Let's get started. In this bowl, I'm going to put some spackling right here. That should be enough to make the spaghetti. And I'm going to put in some starch to stiffen it up. Got 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons. And I also got me some wax paper here, right here. I have 2 layers of wax paper. I'm going to put 1 and 2 on the wax paper, smooth it over. And I'm going to put that there so we'll have room to do our spaghetti. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this together. Because we want our spaghetti. We want it to be like, almost like, you know how you make real spaghetti? You mix the flour, the eggs. It's really semolina flour that you use to make real spaghetti with. Semolina. So we're going to mix this up to get it to a consistency so we can roll it. And it's almost getting there. There you go. And you know what I like to do? I like to put my things out on the, it's getting stiff, and that's what I like. So now I'm going to put my mixture on here. Scoop it out and put it right there. Okay. And I love spaghetti. Oh, I love spaghetti, especially when it's cold. You know, you have spaghetti. So what I'm doing It's just mixing this together. You know, I have that cornstarch on it, and I'm mixing it together again and again. Now, I left this all white because I wanted you to see what spaghetti can look like. Now that I think it's all hard, I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to knead this. I'm kneading it. And I'm going to pick it up and put it together, smash it together. Just like you would do real, when you're making real pasta. I don't have a pasta machine because I'm going to make this spaghetti the way my grandparent taught me how to make spaghetti when you don't have all the necessary equipment. I'm going to fold that over there. There you go. And I'm going to take a little off of here and put on this sheet. Because on this sheet, I'm going to be rolling it out. And I don't want it to stick. I need a little more. Now I'm going to fold this back over like that. And we're going to get our rolling pin. Fold it over there. I'm going to wipe my hands off. I'm going to get my rolling pin. Here it is. And I'm going to roll this out. I'm going to roll. Let me take this off so we'll have enough room. I'm going to put that away. We're going to roll and turn. Roll. Going to put a little more. Okay. And turn. We're going to roll. Okay. Roll. I need a little more starch on that because it's still a little sticky and I don't want it to stick. I want to be able to roll it out to a thinness so we can get spaghetti strips out of it. That's a little more starch. And I'm going to take that and put that there. And I'm going to clean that off. We don't want too much mess. Okay. Now, we're going to start back rolling. And we're going to turn it all the way around. And we're going to roll it again. Okay. And we're going to turn it all the way around. And we're going to roll it as thin as we can. Just keep turning and rolling till you get to the edge of your paper. You're going to turn it again. And it doesn't matter about these edges looking like this. It don't matter because you're making spaghetti. And we don't have a machine to bring it out. So we're just going to roll this until we can get it as thin as possible. Thin, thin, thin. Okay? Now, we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And we're going to put that over on that end. Anything that comes out of the way, we're going to put it on another end and get it going. There we go. And I think we're ready to cut our strips. I'm going to wipe my hands again. Going to wipe my hands again. And we're going to cut our strips. Okay. Now let me get my knife so we can get my bowl. Put the bowl here. And this is the bowl that we're going to put our spaghetti in. And we're going to cut our strips. Okay, now we're going to get these spaghettis. I cut one ring out, and it's going to be real soft, and they will break. So that's one of them. So I'm going to lay it in the dish. I laid it there in the dish, my spaghetti. And what I'm going to do, my sauce, I'm going to take a little of the sauce and put it in the bottom. There. Okay? Now, we're going to cut these strips and lay it in. Here's another strip. And let's start cutting them. And I like my all white spaghetti. I know it looks funny, but it's going to look good in the end. Now, if you want kind of a colored spaghetti, you can take a little yellow, or you could do a little of the brown to make whole wheat spaghetti, but I just want regular spaghetti. So now I'm cutting this. See how I'm cutting these here? I got this little knife, and I'm just cutting these. And of course, they're going to break off because it's real thin, but you just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting this off and line all my spaghetti up in the bowl, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went on ahead, and while I had you on hold and made the spaghetti, and I put a little meatballs in there. I went on and made a little meatballs. I have a video that's coming up with meatballs and tomato sauce, but I went on ahead and made some meatballs to go on top of my spaghetti. Now I have a little more strips that I'm going to put in here, and I already cut these out, and here they are, and I'm going to just lay these in. These are my other spaghettis. I'm putting them right on the top here, strips, and this is so much fun. You can have your grandchildren, children make this spaghetti, and when it hardens, it looks so beautiful. I will be displaying all this on one of my tables for the holiday, and your spaghetti and meatballs and my regular meatballs. So this is what I've done. So I'm going to finish cutting this up right quick and go ahead and put the spaghetti sauce on it and the cheese so you can see the final results. So I'm just putting these little bitty strings of spaghetti all around the bowl because I want it to look real pretty. See, I want it to be real, look like real spaghetti and meatballs. All I did for the meatballs, I took some of this and I added this color to it and shaped it into tiny, tiny meatballs, okay? So now we're going to put the spaghetti sauce on it. And I already showed you the spaghetti sauce. Let me get this cleaned off. You can't have a setup and everything looks nasty and funky, okay? There you go. Let's get it cleaned off just a little bit. Now, this is our spaghetti sauce, and we're going to take our spaghetti sauce and put it over our spaghetti, just like you would if you were eating spaghetti. See? Make sure you get it over your spaghetti. And look at that. Spaghetti and meatballs. I just added the little small meatballs there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that looks like a piece of spaghetti sitting up in there. Now what we're going to do is put the cheese on. First, I'm going to put this on. This is iridescent glitter from Walmart. You can get it from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, but it's cheaper at Walmart. For me, it's cheaper. I'm not sure about anyone else. So here's the spaghetti and meatballs, and we're going to sprinkle the cheese over. Parmesan cheese. Because you know, Parmesan cheese and spaghetti is so good. Okay, so now I have these other little things that I'm going to put on here. And I'm quite sure somebody out there can do this better than I can, but that's okay. This is what I wanted to do. So I'm going to sprinkle this over it too to make it look like a full bowl of spaghetti and meatballs with Parmesan cheese. This is my spaghetti and meatballs with Parmesan cheese. Doesn't that look just delicious? Spaghetti and meatballs with, look at that spaghetti hanging in there, with Parmesan cheese. This is Mable's Tables. Don't forget to pray for someone else besides yourself. And always remember that God is in large and in charge. And you know what? I say this all the time, but somebody out there don't believe this, but they got to. This is God's world. He make all the choices, whether you think so or not. And the choices are made because we refuse to call upon the name of God. If the blessings go up, if the praises go up, the blessings come down. Mable's Table sang spaghetti and meatballs. Adieu.